All right, all right, all right. This is your boy Joe Fucarino with the Therapy Without a Degree podcast, coming to you each and every Thursday.
Live, baby.
You like my radio voice?
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
It's pretty decent, pretty decent. All right, so we definitely have a little bit of a problem. Anthony's not here again. This time he's not even on baby duty, but he's not here. And they told me Hideki's not here. We're bringing out her real nickname.
Her real nickname, Hideki, from the beginning, from the little wonder years, the toddler years that we've known her. We've used to call her Hideki. She doesn't like it, but we say it anyway. So Hideki is not here.
Now, you may recognize this voice. He is our special guest for today.
And the one and only, I go by the name of Crispy.
El Crispy, right?
El Crispy. If for the Dominicans that are listening to the broadcast, it's El Crispy.
El Crispy, okay.
But for the white people, it's Crispy.
So that means I call you the Crispy?
Then you call me the Crispy. The one and only Crispy.
That's what I'm saying.
Big deal Crispy for the Instagram.
Yeah, exactly.
Big deal Crispy.
Hit him up on the Instagram. He's real big on there. You'll see. Definitely check him out. But no, we definitely got some good reviews. So I want to say thank you to everyone who's been listening. Definitely appreciate that. Appreciate everyone that shared it. I did a little raffle on there. So I don't know if he's listening now. But the one that actually won the raffle that I did on Facebook is Jason Foss.
Oh, Jason Foss, congratulations.
Yep. Wow. Yeah, Crispy, you know Jay.
Jason Foss is the man, king of Lodi.
Yeah, he shared it. What I did was I did a little raffle. He shared it, and there was a couple other people that did before I did it. Well, fuck it, he was the only one that shared the shit, so he automatically won.
Jason Foss won by default.
He won by default. All right, so he won a gift card to anywhere he wants. So that's a pretty dope raffle,
That's
right?
a pretty dope raffle.
All I asked you to do is just share it, and then you win a gift card, a $25 gift card to wherever you want.
How easy is that?
Exactly.
How easy is that? Jason Foss, wow.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to be doing some more coming soon, like I said, each and every Thursday. All right, man. So, yeah, how was your week so far?
So far, so good. We're in the radio industry, so we're kind of busy all the time creating events and working with different music artists and DJs and here and there. So, my day usually starts in the morning, 7, 8 a.m. Then I go to New York, my office, and I'm there all the way up until now.
Nah, this guy literally, he starts at like 7 a.m. and then he finishes his night at like 6:59. Like seriously, like I see this dude on Snapchat in the morning, like good morning New York City, good morning at like 7 a.m. And this dude's partying then at night. I mean, he's working, but it's just mad funny though, because it's like, bro, you don't stop.
I can't stop. I mean, the industry that I'm in, it's kind of like everybody sees it as partying, which it is partying because we go to clubs and we chill with the artists and everything. But at the same time, we're working and we're trying to create.
You can't really enjoy.
I can't really enjoy it. I'm always running around. I'm making sure that everything is good, the money's good, the artist is happy, the DJ's good, and that's what I do.
Yeah. No, it's funny because people say like if they wouldn't know, they think you're partying.
Chris Bill partying, he's out here.
I actually feel you though. Like I see it from the other side, and I'm like, yo, this dude, because I know you working I know you working till 4. Like, you be snapping. You're one of those. You be
snapping everything. Follow the snap. El Crispy. ELCRISPY.
Word. All right. So, like, he's there, and then, like, a minute later, he's in the city. I don't know how he does it.
Running around all over the place. That's how you got to be.
Word, man. You got to do it. All right. So, we have a call in today. I'm about to give them a call.
We got calling in today.
Ready? I can't tell you. Can't show you.
All right. Let's have a call in.
Because it is anonymous.
Okay.
So, let's get this thing rolling. Hello. All right, so you are live on a podcast right now. Okay. All right, so it is myself and El Crispy. What are we going with?
I'm going to go with Crispy for today. Big deal Crispy.
Crispy. Big deal Crispy.
What?
That's his name. Big deal Crispy.
Big deal Crispy?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so what's up, yo? What's on your mind? Because you said you wanted to talk.
What's on my mind? How do you feel about dating in your workplace?
How do I feel about dating in my workplace? Okay. So, that's a good question because I see it happen a lot of times. People try to keep it on the low, but I can tell anyway when something's happening. But personally, for me, I always keep business and pleasure separate. So, if I'm in work, let's say I work in an office, wherever I work at, and I see a girl, you know, I'm feeling her and I'm liking her, I want to take her out or whatever the case is, I'm not going to make it obvious to everybody that's in there. You know, I'll talk to her a little bit, and then I'll text her on the side when we get out of work, somewhere that's not work related. And then I'll do what I got to do or go, you know, hang out with her and do so. But in the workplace, I don't really mix pleasure and work because then it's going to get me unfocused and sidetracked.
That's what I thought for the longest time. But I was in a situation like that recently. And after a while, after months, it kind of starts showing. You don't have to say anything, but your body language speaks. How would you handle something like that after you're actually involved, like you're emotionally involved, so it's the other person, now everybody's around and all eyes are on you and the other person, and you kind of don't want to lose your job over, a relationship that you're not quite sure where it's going to go.
Well, if it's gotten that far, then what I would probably do is you would have to just, tell your supervisor and just put it out in the open because people are bound to find out anyway. So it's better to keep it out in the open than try to be sneaky because then that's when things, eventually it's just going to go sour and then someone's going to lose their job. So if I were you or whoever else, is feeling that way, what I would do is I would just tell, whoever my direct supervisor, hey, listen, I am, dating this so-and-so person, it's just something that, we have a mutual feeling together. I don't want it to get in the way of my work or anything. So is there any way that, you could transfer me to another department or something just so it doesn't conflict of anything? But I just wanted to let you know ahead of time that this is happening. I'd rather be honest than trying to hide stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I see it like that too, but in the beginning, it depends on how deep you are, like, or even like your question straight up. Like, for me, if it's natural, if it happens, it happens. Like, I don't know, some people, they'll block it out altogether. They'll just block it out completely. Someone will be like, oh, they'll kind of make a move or they'll flirt. And some people are the type to just knock it off altogether. Like, now we work. But how I see it is you never know. Like, I believe in destiny and I do believe in all that silly shit. So you never know. Maybe y'all two work and maybe that shit's meant to be. You really never know. But, like Chris said, you do have to, you have to be very careful with it. And depending on how things go, you have to feel it out. And you have to ride things out. Because either at the end of the day, he's right. You either have to talk to the boss and say something, unless y'all real good at hiding. Some people are real good at hiding it. You either got to say something or you guys got to just maybe eventually go separate ways. Like, not separate ways within a relationship or whatever. If y'all just fucking whatever it is, maybe go separate ways jobs. But if you just can't because y'all both making really good money or something, then yeah, you definitely need to speak up. Because I've been there before.
Right.
I've worked with someone I was in a relationship with. We didn't meet at the job, but we ended up working together into the relationship. And man, that shit is stressful.
Yeah. It definitely is. I'll give you an example for not my supervisor, but the guy that's in charge of the whole entire radio station that I work at. He met his wife now that he loves. He talks to her all day long. He doesn't stop talking to her. He met her at work. He used to be a promotions director for the radio station. And she used to be a DJ, a host of the morning show. And then they met each other, and they started talking, as friends. And then one thing led to another, and all of a sudden he just straight up moved into her house, and she dumped her boyfriend that she had at the time and married him. And then eventually, obviously, people started knowing, so, it was just something that people accepted, and they kept it, civil and normal during the workplace. And then after that, they would get their shit on in the bed and whatnot, but... So it is a good place to meet somebody. At least you're not meeting somebody in the club and marrying them after the club. So
yeah, exactly.
It's a good place to meet someone.
But any other
Yeah, that's basically what was on my mind. Because I know that most people handle things like that. My friend thinks that she would just avoid that completely. But for someone like me, I actually don't go out very much. I don't go out at all, actually. Because I'm likely to meet someone that's going to be in my workplace.
Or church.
Or church, but I don't do that very much either. I probably should.
I don't either, so don't worry about it.
I was the last time.
Yeah, communion was the last time I went to church.
Probably, mine was like a holiday or something.
Or when I was baptized as a baby.
Nah, but no, I feel you on that. Because if you're that type, like I'm that type too, I don't go out like that. So sometimes I've noticed where sometimes I'll find an interest in a certain customer at a job, you know, something like that, like a little different, like within the job. Because you're right, like I don't go out like that. I'm not that big. Like I enjoy myself, but I'm not the club person every weekend or whatever.
Me either.
Or I'm not the big like. I've tried those dating sites and shit like that. You know what I mean? You work in the club. Like, I would have said like, wait, what? This guy. But I can get what you're saying. Like it's, you know, you don't want to be closed minded to it because if shit, that's where you're gonna meet somebody, and you know, might as well be open to it.
Does that make a lot of sense? You feel a little bit better about, you know, how we think of this?
I mean, it's always nice hearing other people's opinions to see how, you know, they give you another perspective on how to handle a situation like that. Because I know at first I was very closed off. I was, you know, I think it can either turn into something really good or something really bad really quick, and I can leave you without a job or leave you in a great relationship. I don't know. It's a 50-50 chance. I kind of feel like you're playing with fire when you kind of head down that road. It kind of depends also the kind of career you're in and who you're talking to. You know, because if it's just another coworker, maybe it's fine. But if it's someone higher, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of things to look into when it comes to dating within workplace. It can be real difficult real quick, or it can go real nice.
Absolutely. But it's always good to take the risk. Always take risks.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I'm not such a big risk taker, but maybe this time I will.
There you go. It's first time for everything.
Right.
Yeah, because you never know. I mean, work is, you know, obviously money is what a lot of people need. You need to pay the bills. But at the end of the day, that's not going to, you know, I mean, money definitely brings happiness, but not like, if you end up finding someone you love, that's going to overpower what kind of money is at the job. And like I said, the job, once, if you feel like you found someone that you love, that's first, you know? And then you guys will figure out the money part.
Right.
Anything else? Anything else with that? Or any details we need to break out?
It was that and another question. It's not related to that. It's really a weird topic. I don't know how most people feel about it. But most of my friends are very big into like mediums and getting their cards read and seeing people that can see into the future, like psychics and shit like that. I really want to know what you think about that, because I am a big believer in that. If you find the right person, I know that there's a lot of scammers out there and whatnot, but some people really, really, really spend all their money and like live off of this shit. And I know you know people like that, because I know I know a handful that are crazy enough to just spend all their money on what the next person's gonna say about them and what the future holds, even if it's not true.
That's interesting, and I've encountered that a lot. But actually, real quick before I do go into that, if you could only, like, when we're going back and forth, if you just put your phone on mute. Only because my phone, like, picks up every little sound and everywhere.
Feedback.
Yeah. But that is, shit, that's, I've always been around that. Like, that, not that particular thing, but my mom was very spiritual. My mom, she kind of believed in certain things like that, but so I'm very crossed. Like I do feel that some people have that power to see a little bit, and because I've experienced some things, but you just got to be careful. Not everybody, you know. There's a lot of scammers out there, and I don't think that they're gonna tell you, you know, you're gonna buy a shirt tomorrow that's blue. You know, I think they might say something might lead, like dreams. Like, I'm a firm believer in dreams. That dreams, like, I don't know about you. You believe in dreams?
I definitely believe in dreams.
I think that dreams are, I mean, like I said, this is a whole nother podcast. Talk about dreams. That's like a fucking, you know, that's a segment.
A whole 2-hour topic.
But it's kind of similar to that. Like, I think dreams mean something. Like, if you know, it may not, whatever it was in the dream, I think somehow I don't know how, but it means something. So kind of with them, like they might be able to see, like the best way I can kind of explain it, they might see your dream, right? Like, or they might see something, but it may not be that, you know, it may not be what exactly they're saying. It could be something completely different. So sometimes when people go to those things and they get obsessed with these psychics because they kind of, sometimes they hear what they want to hear, they get out of it what they want, and then you just start thinking about that. You start basing your life on that. You start making your moves towards that. You don't want to live like that. You just got to live life, take one day at a time, because that's just going to make you go nuts. You know, like, it really is. Like, it's going to just twist things, turn things. Like I said, some people, they may be right, but I just don't think they have a straight answer. I don't think they're not going to tell you, like, the exact words that you're looking for. So why waste your time trying to do that puzzle when it's really not, in my opinion. The puzzle is either fake as shit or it's real, but you're not going to, like, what are you wasting your time figuring it out for?
Honestly, I think it's a whole crock of shit, if you ask me. And I'm just being honest. This is my honest opinion. Now, what I think about that whole topic is there really is only one person that can create your own future, and that's you. No one else can tell you what you're going to do with your life. No one else is going to tell you what you can achieve. No one can read the future, none of that crap. It's all what you do in your life and what your actions do. So, for me, personally, I go to a psychic just to bullshit with her and, you know, just fool around and say, hey, it's $10, read my palm. You know what I mean? I'm not going to get anything useful out of it. But if I really wanted to make a change and I'm really, like, you know, worried about, oh, you know, what's my future going to hold? You should never ask yourself that, because you should be able to create it. You should have a plan what you're going to do with your entire life from now until the day you die. I mean, I have my plan, my 5-year plan, my 10-year plan, my 20-year plan, where I'm going to be once I retire, what I'm going to have, you know, what kind of properties, what kind of investments, and everything like that. So it's all, and as for like the psychics and stuff like that, the main thing is, I'm a high believer in positive energy. Like, I can feel people's energy. If I'm around you and I don't get a good vibe and your vibe is off, that means a lot. So everyone has their own energy regularly. Everyone has their own separate energy. So depending on how the person is, you can read them, whether they're negative, whether they're positive, or whatever the case is. So just those couple of things, with having those, you're all set. There's no need to have a psychic or anything like that.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right. Like, why?
Yeah, I definitely like your perspective on that, and I think most people should think the same way. It really should be based on you, but some of us just get carried away on what others can say and change about our future.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sad because it happens a lot, and even in the workplace, you know, you should never ever rely on one person to be able to tell you what you're worth. And I always used to say that, you know, even in the workplace and in personal life or whatever the case is, if someone's not respecting you, you know, if someone's trying to put a price tag on what you're worth, that's just retarded. That doesn't make any sense, because you're the one that creates your own value. So as long as you're positive, you're motivated, you're focused, and you don't give a crap what anybody tells you, then you're gonna make it far, and you don't need anything else.
I've come to terms with that recently. But why do you ask though? Did you go to psychics, or were you thinking about going to a psychic, or?
Well, I know my friends are big believers in them. They want me to get my cards read to certain things that I have going on in my life that have kind of put everything upside down for me. And they feel like it would make me feel better if I know what's going to happen. But the reality of it, like you said, they're never very clear on what the hell they're talking about. So if she could tell me, listen, this person and his name is this, is going to do A, B, and C, then that's a different story. But they don't tell you none of that. It's so generic. Like, it's never specific. So it leaves you in the air. It kind of leaves you hopeless and in the same spot, or even more lost than you were in the beginning.
Yeah, so, it's like a waste of time.
And a waste of money, to be honest. I have a friend that faithfully does this and spends, $80 a week doing this, and I'm just like,
yo, tell them to call in the podcast. Y'all collect $80.
I mean, I'm doing this for help pay the rent here.
I mean, I'm doing this for free and shit, but I mean, if she's paying her $80, I give a discount.
I'll tell her the same advice, but better for $80.
I do it for $60.
You know what I'm saying? I'll do it for $20.
We're for real though. Like, we're not even. Nah, but honestly, tell her to give a call to the podcast. Or, tell her to hit us up. But
I definitely will. I definitely spoke to her about it. And see how she feels. She doesn't know you guys, so it's an unbiased opinion. So
tell her to follow the Instagram so she could get a little feel for what we do.
Yep, there's a link right in there to the SoundCloud to check it out.
Alrighty then.
But thank you for.
Have a good night, and thanks for the chat.
Yes. Thank you for talking to us too.
Thanks for calling in.
Alright, guys. Take care.
All right, bye. That's actually very interesting.
She has some good topics there.
That's from. I mean, it's just shit rolling, through her mind, and a lot of times that is stuff like that. Like, you really want to talk to some like.
Those were
You're
interesting.
random,
things.
like someone like, right? Like, wouldn't you feel weird, like being like, oh,
yeah,
telling somebody or telling somebody that you pay, like, let's say, because you're paying for fucking psychics and shit, you don't want to.
Tell me it's crazy.
Exactly. So, but you might just be like, okay, some people feel weird.
Yeah, some people, are heavy believers in it, and I guess it's because they do it so much that they just start to believe it, even though it's really not the truth.
Well, because sometimes it sounds good because it's like you predict. It's like everyone. Like, I wish someone could predict my future. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, if you knew we were to be in 5 years, like, I would love that.
Of course.
So when people get that taste, they're like, ooh. Or if they like the way it's going.
Want more, and then the psychic say, oh, okay, well, guess what? I can't tell you everything, but next week we'll tell you more, and then I'll get more money out of you, and it'll keep going and going and going.
Exactly.
Until you're in a bathtub with candles everywhere. Or $100. So.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that was real good. And also the workplace one, too, because that is something that I think a lot of people go through. I mean, right?
That's a common thing. Yeah, that was a real good question.
Yeah, that's
the workplace.
A lot of people go through that. And sometimes it's not easy to talk to somebody, like if you're telling your best friend, like, hey, my coworker is kind of hot. I want to, like...
Bang my coworker. Well, you better be careful.
They might not know, though, because what if they never, worked with someone they liked or whatever. But that was definitely dope. So thank you for calling in.
Absolutely.
We have another topic as well. They didn't want to talk, but they sent me the topic. But before we get into that, I want to give Daniel a shout-out.
Daniel
a shout-out. Only because I thought it was hilarious that, remember you made in that video?
Yep.
You made in the video about the basketball?
So real quick for you guys that are listening, Daniel right now, first of all, is one of our best friends from when we grew up in the projects. All right? Not really the projects, but we call them anyway. So anyways.
They're still the projects.
They're still the projects. So Daniel was playing basketball one day when we were little kids, maybe like 12 years old, 11 years old, something like that. And then after that, he was playing basketball and he slipped and he busted his ass and we caught it on camera and everybody just started rolling. It was just the funniest thing ever and to this day we talk about it.
It was mad natural and it was just funny that you the other day you brought that up. And I did the same thing. That's why I didn't even know you remembered that. And I saw them because they came up from Florida and I was like, because we were right by the courts. And I was like, I know you remember that. And he was like, it was funny. Crispy just made me a video about that.
So Daniel, if you're listening, you got to do part 2 in the basketball courts again in the fall.
But it was just so natural. Yeah. Or reenact it.
So gracefully. It was like a movie.
Yeah, so shout out to him and shout out to Johnny and Joey.
Joey, I seen Joey. He's bigger than me now. That's crazy. Joey's taller than me.
I haven't seen him since he was like 5.
I know.
Really?
He's not 5 no more. He's 25.
That's crazy.
Almost 25.
Probably looks completely different.
Yeah.
All right, so this question is, drum roll, please. I want to pull up the exact way they said it. The exact way. Let's see. It was very interesting. Okay. If you've only ever had oral sex in your life, are you still considered a virgin? The second I read that, I had my answer. Hell yeah, you still considered a virgin.
If you only had oral sex, are you still a virgin? Well, here's my answer. Can you get pregnant from oral sex? Nope. So that means you are a virgin.
Exactly. That's to me. It was like when I read it, short, simple. I mean, like, just because you've done sexual things that don't matter. Like, you could have come like 14 times and shit while a guy was eating you out. It don't mean nothing.
Damn thing until something enters the hole.
Yeah, exactly. I think you got to get at least 25% in.
Yeah, at least the tip.
At least
25, the little tip.
At least 25%. Once you're 25%, then you could just say, okay, we hit that mark. Hit that mark.
So
if you don't want to go all the way, just get that 25%. and then you're good. Because I don't know where you're getting this question from.
But usually girls are vice versa. They're not virgins, but they didn't do oral sex. But this one's vice versa.
I don't know.
That's a good question.
I don't know if it's somebody else. This is the question that they're asking.
Yeah, it's a good question.
I don't know where it's coming from. Or just something they just randomly thought of. Something that is interesting because you think that you've done a lot. You think like, but nah, like you still not.
Yeah, you still haven't got your peach popped. So still cherry popped.
Cherry popped. Alrighty. So, what's your take? This is a little bit more a little tense topic, but it's a problem we have with a lot of different people. Growing up, it just feels like it's getting worse and worse and worse, and I feel like it should be getting better and better. Like addictions and overdoses and heroin problems. Like
heroin problems are a big epidemic, especially here in New Jersey. It's one of the biggest problems that high schoolers are facing.
Yeah, right. Like
high schoolers, college kids, everybody is facing this kind of problem because it's all over. It's like an epidemic, but
it's not easy.
It's not easy. It's not easy because once you're surrounded by it and you know somebody that's doing it. Usually it happens from peer pressure. That's the number one cause for stuff like that, addictions. And because once you do it one time, then you're going to get, you might do it again and you're going to start getting addicted. But the whole reason why it happened is because of peer pressure. So I think one of the main things that the youth have to do, and especially us as adults, the more that we can do to help these kids realize that it's addiction and drug problems are a real serious issue that are deadly, is to make them feel stronger once peer pressure does come around, because it's gonna come around.
Yeah, no, definitely. Either way, it's gonna come. Like you may live in a town, wherever, no matter where you live, that shit's gonna happen. Like, but it kind of just brought to my attention. Like I said, that stuff has been through my life. Seeing people dealt with it, not myself dealt with it. Like, I've been in situations around. Yeah. But I know somebody who's actually doing pretty successful now. They're doing better as of right now, but they want to continue doing better. Okay. Like I said, I've talked with them a little bit, gave them my input, but I told them I wasn't going to talk about it on here. You don't have to listen to this. I'm going to send it to you. You don't have to listen to it, but we're just going to talk about it. Maybe just give you some advice that you may want to hear. But did you ever know anyone?
No, I've known a couple of people. Actually, recently I knew somebody that I was around a lot, and I honestly didn't even know it was happening until he told me after the fact. And he's like, "Listen, I had too much respect for you. I didn't really want to tell you that this was going down, but it really was." And then I was like, "Well, listen." You need to be around positive people. You need to be around people that want more out of life. Because if you're not around those kind of people and you're around people that are doing these drugs and doing these things, you're going to fall into it. And you shouldn't be like that. Life is too short to just be, wasting your life away with doing things like that. That's going to hurt you in the long run. It doesn't make sense. You should be focused on what you need to do, what your goals are. I'm a very big believer in goals. And I think as long as you have a goal and a plan and you're really focused, then none of this, drugs or anything like that is going to matter, because you're not going to even have time to even focus on that.
Exactly, because you're keeping yourself busy. Yep. But you know what it is? A lot of people, they have a hard time even starting to say the word plan. Oh. Because what it is, and like I said, I was talking with this person, and like I said, if you're listening, just really listen to what we're saying. It's about being numb for them. Because, after you go through something or whatever, like everybody's been through something that, like I said, that's why I'm doing this podcast, is everybody's been through something and everybody can help somebody because they've been through something. Everybody's going through something. Mm-hmm. So, life ain't easy. Even if you're a millionaire, life ain't easy at the end of the day. So a lot of times people, they get to this point where they want to feel numb. Numb in different ways, and then sometimes drugs that makes you feel that numb, and it makes you not think about things, makes you feel better, makes you feel numb. You're not thinking about whatever you were thinking about before that was upsetting you. But sometimes I think being numb and having that feeling all the time could really just do the whole opposite effect.
It could. And a good thing, if you want to feel numb and you want to feel away and you don't want to feel stress or anything, take a vacation alone.
Yeah.
I honestly think that's one of the best things in the world. The best therapy in the world is going on a vacation alone, not worrying about nothing, shutting your phone off, just sitting on a beach. Or if you don't like beaches, go sit on an igloo, whatever you want to do. But as long as you're far away from everything and you're disconnected from the world, then you can really sit there and say, all right, you know what? I'm at peace. I'm going to just meditate. I'm calm. I don't need drugs. I don't need nothing to make me feel numb. I'm just naturally good. And then that will help.
Yeah. I mean, also, you know, sometimes that's a little harder to do if, like, money's not. Let's just say, you know, you don't got it like that. Like, you don't got to do first the trip to Bahamas because you may not got it like that. So people get discouraged. And it's like, nah, you know, like, I don't got
Seaside.
I got to, yeah. Anything. Not like a skyline to see New York City.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, on your roof, in your backyard, and sometimes just put your thoughts together on what you want. The key is to think bigger. And that's the last thing I'm going to finish on in a minute, but you just got to think bigger. You got to think what you want. Do you want, if you don't have kids, do you want kids? Do you want to build a family? What do you want out of life? Because life has so many different things that it could offer. And there's many different things that will make you feel happy. That you're may not feeling happy now, so you want to feel numb because it, you know, takes that desire for happiness away. You know, that numb feeling because you're not wanting to be happy. You're just numb. You're just there. But once you start building that plan and getting there, and like I said, it's not easy, but it definitely eventually is going to get you somewhere better.
Yeah, definitely. So before you decide to, you know, take any deadly risks like that, you know, just think that, you know, this is not right. I shouldn't be doing this. Let me try to channel my energy in a different way, and then you'll feel better.
Yeah, exactly. There's different things out there that you could, you know, you just gotta find. You gotta find it. You gotta find what you want, and go for it. That's really it at the end of the day. And if you're in between, if you're stuck, if you know you were doing bad, and now you're doing good, but you're just afraid that you're gonna go back and do good, that's the best time. That's the most time just to stay positive and just keep thinking what you want to do, and just keep making sure that direction is always straight. You know, and even if you slip a little bit, it's all good. You gotta just keep going right back straight, because you don't want. Sometimes if you slip, you can slip and fall, and sometimes you ain't gonna get up.
Yeah. Once you slip too hard, and sometimes you're just gonna be stuck there, and you ain't gonna be able to.
You
get
can only
up.
slip so many times. Like Daniel.
Oh.
Slipping.
Daniel say he still slipped. Slipped right now.
Yeah. That was funny. But to close that out, like that's not closed. Like that's something I'm gonna be bringing, because I think that's a huge issue right now. That's something that I wish I could personally tackle that issue myself, but obviously that's not gonna happen. But shit, that's gonna be an issue we're gonna be probably talking about a lot out here on this podcast, because that's right. Would you agree? That's a serious, like that's a major.
That's a very big.
That's a very big thing. So there's a lot of things with that. There's a million questions that you could have. There's a million thoughts that you could have with that. If you have a family member or you or whatever, there's many different things. So if you do have anything, just drop me a line, whatever. I do eventually want to start something within the podcast for people who are having a hard time, struggling. Like, if you're having a hard time, I want to set something up. I want to set to where we all can go out together, go to the New York City, make a day out of it, start doing things all together.
Yeah.
You know, building plans together. Not like on some, I'm not saying I know rehab shit, I'm boring, fucking sit in a room, you know, like lock you up.
Yeah, no.
Just on some dope shit, like, you know, we all be around good people. We're all going for the same thing. We're all going for that happiness. We're all going to building, you know, our own little empire. We're all trying to get there. So that is one thing I want people to look out for, that I'm going to slowly, you know, like I said, as people, like if you're hearing this right now and you think you're going through it, hit me up. We're going to start small, but I kind of definitely want to build an empire of people that just want to do better, that are maybe struggling from an addiction like that. And I'm looking to help. You know, like I said, we all just do things. We make plans out of it. We just, it's a direction I want to go. Like I said, it may take a little time, but if we all kind of get together and we speak up and we don't hide things, you know, even if you want to hide it from your family or friends, I don't care. Just tell me, and we'll try to, you know, find a way to get out of it.
Yeah, like an outlet.
Yeah.
That's what we are.
You don't gotta tell nobody else. You know what I'm saying? It would just be us, you, whoever. If you got a friend, bring them out. We go do things. We're gonna, set up, plan. We're gonna really make it work. Because that's something that's just, I'm seeing it too much, and I'm not having it.
Nah.
I don't care. I don't care who you are.
Definitely not.
I'm just not having it no more. It's just getting a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, we here basically.
We out here.
All right.
Come see us. Therapy without a degree.
Yeah. What you thought when the first time you saw that?
That was a friggin' dope ass name.
Really?
Therapy without a degree. Yeah. It just made, I don't know how you came up with it, but it made perfect sense.
You know what it is, man? Everybody needs some type of therapy.
Yeah.
Like everybody, you can't. Like everybody just needs.
Everybody.
And therapy is not okay. Sit down here with me, pay me $400. We'll be like, oh, so what is bothering you? Like,
yeah.
Just, I'm opening your mind.
So talk to me. What is on your mind? None of that shit. We're too young. We're too mature. Too cool for that stuff. And now this is like a real good way to open up. Talk amongst each other like we do normally with other friends. It's not like we're in a weird office and we're sitting around looking at like some 80-year-old lady try to tell us, how we're gonna. No.
Exactly. A lady that hasn't been through some of that shit, like.
We gangsters out here.
Nah, but we've all, like, people that I have come here and talk, we've been through shit. Like, shit that, you've been through things that I've never been through. I've been through things that you've never been through. Mm-hmm. So it's like we could take things from each other. And at least me, I'm doing this because I want to help people out. If I feel like I've been down enough roads to where I can give you a decent answer for that road that you may have been.
Plenty of roads.
Yeah, right? That's what I was saying.
I was unpaved roads.
I was like, literally, because I'm an Uber driver. I be driving down these roads, literally.
Yeah.
But, so, the last thing, and I guess it's kind of funny, though, because I think I already know your answer. But I kind of wanted to talk about this anyway.
Let's go.
To think big.
That's my favorite subject.
What's your take on it?
Well, to think big, let's see.
Like, but a little bit more in depth.
All right.
Like, do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Do you think sometimes people jump the gun?
No. I think it's actually essential to think big. If you don't think big, then you might as well not think at all, because why would you want to think small? You get what you think in life. So if you're thinking small, you're going to get small things. But if you're thinking big, you're going to get big things. And I'll give you an example. Let's say you're out, you're I don't know, you're at work and you're, a cash register person that's just ringing up people, but you want to become a manager, okay? In order to become a manager, what do you have to do? You got to start thinking like you are a manager. What do I have to do to get to be a manager? How does a manager act? What do they do? What's the case with this? So if you're going to continue thinking as somebody that works as a cash register person, ringing people up, you're never going to get anywhere. But if you're going to start thinking about how to run a store, how to do this, then you're going to get there eventually, because once you think something, the next thing that happens is your actions, because you're thinking about it so much. Now you're going to take action. Then once you take action, you take the right actions and you continuously take action, then you're going to start getting what you think. And it's happened to me before. I know it's happened to you in your personal life or your work life. Like, for example, when I used to work, I mean, I still work, but I'm saying at work, when I first started out.
Like the 9 to 5.
Like a 9 to 5.
Pizza
So Pizza Hut. There we go. We used to both work at Pizza Hut, right?
Met Cameron.
So, met Cameron. We met all sorts of people, strippers, everything. So, when I was at Pizza Hut, I was a shift manager, right? And it was pretty good money, and I had my own apartment. I furnished it and everything like that. But I always thought to myself, I'm like, do I really want to work in serving pizzas and making sure that people are cutting pizzas the correct way for the rest of my life? Is that just, like, not absurd or what? And I was like, that's definitely not what I want to do. I'm destined for bigger things. But guess what? I always thought bigger and bigger and bigger. I was like, you know what? Eventually, I'm going to have my own company. I'm going to have my own advertising agency. I'm going to have my own record label. I'm going to be managing all these big-time Latin artists. I'm going to be managing Latin DJs. I'm going to be around people that I want to be around because they're successful. And I want to be successful. It took me about, how long ago was Pizza Hut?
2007.
About 10 years ago. 9 years ago. And
you started I think 06. I was there 07. Yeah,
okay.
You started 07.
Yeah, so like 10
years.
About 10 years ago. So 10 years up until this point now I'm finally I just, well, not recently, but last year I opened up my agency, which I haven't really been pushing, much now because I'm into the radio things now. But the point is, I would have never ever accrued everything that I have now if I didn't think about it back then. I'd have been stuck in Pizza Hut for the rest of my life. So Think Big is probably, and there's actually a book. It's called Think Big.
It is?
Yeah. So if you guys ever want to get the book, it's an awesome book, or the audio.
You know who's the buyer?
The Magic of Thinking Big. That's what the name
You know
of
who's
it
the
is.
buyer? No, I'm gonna look it up.
T.J. Holt or something like that. I forgot his name.
I'm curious.
But it's called The Magic of Thinking Big, and it's all about your mindset. It's all about how one person is perceiving everything and how they're thinking. And then it shows you there's going to be outside influences that are telling you, oh, you're crazy. You're never going to be that. Oh, you're thinking, why are you thinking in the future? You should think the present. Wrong. You should think in the future, because if you think, there you go, the magic of thinking big.
Which one?
Let's see here.
Ben?
No,
Ben.
you got to put the magic of thinking big.
Okay.
So, most important thing, hands down, in order to achieve success or to get where you want to be. There it is. The magic of thinking big. There it is. David Schwartz. So and that's another thing. That's a whole nother topic. But books and audios are super important. Yeah. On my way to work in the city, I work in Manhattan, so I work like about 25 minutes, half hour away. Instead of listening to music, I'm guilty sometimes. I listen to music, but music is not making none of us money when we're trying to be focused. But if you listen to something like Magic of Thinking Big every single day, it's gonna get stuck in your head, and then you're gonna see results.
You're right. It actually expands. Like I love listening to music.
So I have a tattoo of music.
I love music, but I've started listening. Like I didn't even know a podcast like 8 months ago.
See,
a lot of people don't.
I knew what a podcast, but I never really dug deep into podcasts until now.
Yeah, I mean, people didn't really even know. I mean, people still don't know what they are.
Yeah.
Like when I tell them, I say the best kind of explanation of it is like they took radio and they divided it, and they put streaming music and they put podcast.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's like that extra. It's everything else but the music.
Yeah. Talking and therapy. Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Everything else but the music.
They took radio and they split it up in two different parts.
Yep.
But thinking big, yeah, it's just I'm a firm believer in that too. Like when you could see clear, like right now, I'm seeing like fucking, like I put it on Facebook. What was the one? I think I put like I'm seeing like I have X-ray vision. Like I feel like I see that clear. Like I'm just seeing like it's just coming to me. Like you get to that point, and then some people like it's not a bad thing. I know people think like this. So like, oh, maybe knock it down a notch, or we'll get there. We gotta crawl first. I respect it. I respect that. But I want to know why. Like, I understand you're not gonna be like a millionaire tomorrow. But if we think like a millionaire, or we see it close, I feel like you'll get there faster. But I don't know if I'm bugging.
You're not bugging at all. You definitely will. Because if you think, see, the average person thinks like this. Go to school, and I say this all the time. Go to school, get good grades, get a good job, and boom, you're done. No, that's not what life is about. What life is about is you should be doing what you love, okay, to do. Whatever the heck it is, everybody has different things that they love to do. And to achieve that, you have to have in your mind, like, I'm not going to settle for more. I'm worth more than what I'm doing right now. You can never, ever, ever settle. Once you settle, you become average, and you're just going to stay average. And you're going to be like 98% of the world. I don't want to be like, I'm telling you, I don't want to be like 98% of the world. I want to be the 2% of the world that control 98% of the wealth. That's what you should be aiming for. And that 2% of the world control 98% of the world's wealth.
You're right.
And that's 100% true. So, obviously, why would you learn from somebody that's not in that 2%? Like, why would you take advice from somebody that...
I disagree sometimes. Because sometimes people could have that knowledge, but just not do it themselves. Some people may be knowledgeable, but just because they didn't. Well, I mean, I get you. I get what your point is. That because I think I've heard you say that before. I get your point, but sometimes the knowledge may be like they might have that knowledge, but just didn't do it themselves.
Yeah, no, knowledge is power.
Like a fucking professor could be. It's kind of crazy, but they'd be like a 300-pound fucking guy, but he could be teaching you about health. And honestly, just because he's not
300%, that's true. He might know a lot about health.
No, but like that's the thing. He could really just know. He could tell you. He could be a fucking dietitian. You know what I'm saying? Or he could just know, like, he could really know his shit. But I get what you're saying. Like, you want to think big, and you want to think like that. You want to think, heavy. Like, I don't know. It's just like sometimes I think I'm bugging.
I don't know the world. I tell everybody looks at me like I'm crazy when they hear me talk because they're like, "Are you even like living in this world?" I'm like, "No, I'm not living in this world. I don't want to live in this world. I want to live somewhere where I envision myself to be." And then a lot of people just don't think, it's possible, but it doesn't matter because as long as you have, you're and you got to be confident with everything. You can't go in there and be like, you know what, I don't know if I can do this. It may be not for me. Maybe it's just not me and I'm stuck here forever. I can never, get success. That's just BS.
Why is it though, do you think, like, do you see any like, what do you call it? Do you believe it all in that? Like when they say, okay, you have to like crawl before you walk. Like, what do you take? Like, I get that. Like, you can't just jump and...
Yeah, you can't just jump in and expect, to be a millionaire tomorrow, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? But
to think.
To think is a whole different thing. Because if you start out and you're taking the steps, you should take the steps. The steps are going to come regardless. It's not like you can skip them. No one can skip them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you can't just... You have to do it.
You got
It's going to come.
It's going to come. So it's not like you got to learn how to do it. It's going to come. You're going to learn regardless. But the problem is, once you've taken the first step, how do you get to the second step? Some people get stuck. You know what I'm saying? And they just stop crawling. They just forget how to walk. But you can't do that. You got to learn how to take the next step. How do you take the next step? Well, how you take the next step is by learning what you need to do next, whatever it is that you're doing.
And keep looking at that big picture. Like, keep chasing that.
Keep chasing it. Vision board. That's another thing. You know what a vision board is? All right, so all you guys that are listening should have a vision board. And I have one. A vision board is like you go to Walgreens or something and you buy one of those styrofoam poster boards that you can like stick little things on. You know what I'm saying? Like little, and they have like little holes that you can put things on. And take pictures of the stuff that you really want. Whether it's a car, like I have on my vision board, I have a brand new, like it's a S500, the coupe. That's my favorite car. And I said I was going to get it within the next 3 years, and I have it on the board. I always look at it. So when I wake up, I'm forced to look at it. So guess what? My subconscious mind is going to see the board before I go to bed and when I wake up, and it's always going to be on my mind. That's one thing. Yeah. And then also a house by the beach in Florida is another thing. As my second home, I'll never move there forever, and I've learned that. But I'm just saying, as my second home, yeah, Florida's good without me there. But as my second home, I have that. And then I have, my family's picture on there, like my son and everything. Everybody's being healthy on there. And then I also have a couple of words, take risks, because I'm a firm believer in taking risks. Well, you too. Without any risk, there's no reward. Just remember that. So as long as you have a vision board and you see everything that you want, it's gonna make you get it more than if you didn't have it. It's just common sense.
Yeah, because I feel sometimes like if you don't see that big picture and you don't keep that big picture like right here in your fucking face, I feel like sometimes that crawling ends up being so much longer. I don't know, like I feel like that. Okay, like if when you're like, okay, the second step we have to do this, and you're not even thinking about that. Sometimes I feel like you're wasting time.
You are.
Like because I don't know if I'm bugging. Like I'm not trying to rush things.
No, you're not rushing things. But you see, sometimes the problem is that a lot of people just don't know how to think this way. Okay, a lot of people are happy where they're at.
Yeah,
it's a fact. A lot of people say, you know what? Why am I going to think big? I'm good where I'm at. Well, then that's fine. If you're good where you're at, is all that matters. But for the people that really, really, really want to be successful and really want to just crush whatever the hell they're doing and what they want to be, then you'll have to think big. There's no other way about it, or else you'll just stay average, and that's fine though.
Yeah, because things take their course, but I just feel that as long as you're thinking that huge picture, as long as you have that, like you said, that car, like you have that right there in your face, it's always gonna be there. So I feel like you're gonna be making those steps more rapid.
Yeah, I'm gonna notice you're making them. You're gonna make them.
Right? Yeah. Like you're just gonna like. I be thinking now, like every day. I'm just like I've been seeing really clear. So I'm just thinking this wild shit, like wild stuff, and then I catch myself, and I'm like, at first I even like had to stop telling my ideas, not like ideas, but like even stop like to even just out loud to myself because I'm like, wait a minute, am I going above my? But it's like.
It's a good thing.
Am I going above my head?
That's a good thing. No, not at all. Not going above any head. There's nothing in this world that none of us here listening to this or anywhere else can achieve. We can achieve anything. Because guess what? If other people have done it before, They were born the same type of that we were born. They weren't born with special powers. Right or wrong?
Yeah, no.
Everybody's born the same way. Unless you're born in Mars. But I don't think I know anybody in Mars. So everybody's born the same way.
I think I know a few people that were probably definitely born
Well,
in Mars.
yeah, they all belong in Mars. But everybody was born the same exact type of way. We all bleed blood. We all do the same, same thing. And it's just a matter of how you look at it and how hungry you are.
Like the guy that made it Uber. How do you think he
Uber.
Like how do you think he just?
God,
you think he thought of that shit and just hopped on it, right?
Shit, look at Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, like
Facebook.
You just think of this shit.
It's just comes to their head, and then they're like, you know what? I believe in it. Everybody thought he was crazy when he created that. You knew that, right? The Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg. They thought he was nuts. They thought he was absurd for creating Facebook. Like, why does anybody want another platform where they can connect with people? And there's so many other ones. And look at it now.
Why not?
Billions and billions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? So no idea is stupid as long as you believe in it and you go for it.
Fuck it, right? That's worth a shot.
It's worth a shot.
Because what else do we do with our time?
Sit home, do nothing, jerk off. That's all we do.
Yeah, pretty much.
Eat, try to go out and show off with girls. I mean, that's it.
We do the same. Like, work the same 9-to-5 job every day. Go home and cook for the kids.
Same thing. Now, see, some people are good with that, and like I said before, that's quite fine. You know, more power too. If you're comfortable, fine.
But it's not. I don't think they are comfortable. They just don't see that light.
Yeah, they don't.
We don't believe that that light is reaching.
They don't believe that it could happen to them, and it's sad because it could.
Because I just think now, especially the way like social media is, and everything. Like, I think no matter whatever you're thinking, like, come on, man, we have fucking Uber. Like, we have this shit. Like, we have Shazam. I can press a button and tell you what song is.
You know what I'm saying? We got umbrellas. Who the hell thought of an umbrella? Like, come on, there's so many inventions out there that are $1 million, $billion inventions that we have out here. Like, it's crazy. We have clap lights.
That's gonna be the
and the lights shut. Like, who thought of that?
Yeah.
And it's a good idea, but everybody thought it was crazy.
Yeah. And now, like back then, shit was so much harder.
Yeah.
Like back then, before we were even born, like when your mom was growing up, like if they had like an idea, it was like,
how the hell? What do we do?
or if they thought big, it was like, okay, but where do I even like?
Where do I start?
Right. Like I think it was a lot harder then to even start. What like you kind of really had those steps. I think back then were more drawn out.
Yeah. They
right?
were.
They were. Like, you couldn't really. Like, now though, you think you could do something. Honestly, I think like you said, the steps they just come as you go because there's so many. We have so many outlets. No matter what you're thinking.
If I go on YouTube, you'll find everything.
You're right. I never go like I don't. Like I'm into books and shit, but I YouTube everything. Like if I need to fix something on my car, I YouTube it.
Everything. It's crazy.
That just shows what we have. Like those steps are getting faster as with technology and the way life is going. It's just, I think those steps can come a lot faster, like he just said, without you even realizing it.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely not like the way it was way back then.
Not even when we were growing up, it wasn't the same.
It wasn't, man. Like 10 years when we Pizza Hut days.
10 years ago.
Did you have a phone then?
I had a phone. I had the bleep bleep.
The Nokia?
No, the Sprint. What is it called? Nextel.
The Nextel, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, before that, didn't you have one?
Before that, I had a Psychic.
Before that, no.
Before that, I had a flip.
Because my first one was the Nokia.
That was it.
That was like
Nokia,
our first
flip phone. No Instagram, no none of that crap. We had AIM. Remember AIM?
Yeah, AIM. What was your
dial up?
What was your first?
PR's Pimpin' Chulo.
I remember that. PR's. You should change your Instagram.
I should change it to PR. That would be real bad. I changed it to PR. I'll lose followers.
You lose. They were like, nope. We ain't going back to
all
that.
8,000 followers on PR's Pimpin' Chulo.
Mine, I'll give the exclusive therapy without a degree sneak peek to what it was.
Oh.
Do you remember?
I remember. I can't remember.
You should.
What was this?
You should.
Slim Jim.
Yeah, it was Slim Jim.
Slim Jim.
It was Slim.
There he is.
It was Slim Jim X1390.
Ah, yes.
This guy even had a nickname because it was just the most retarded nickname because I was not slim at all. So he was like making fun of me and giving me a nickname at the same time. It was fucking awesome.
But it stuck. It stuck.
Right?
It stuck. Slim Jim. To this day, I'll call him Slim Jim forever.
Yeah, Slim.
Don't matter.
But where we were getting at before that? Just the way technology is going. Like, technology is nuts. So just, whatever you're thinking, think bigger. That's another, like, when you think of something, like when I think of something, at least now, lately, I'm like, okay, I thought of that. But what's better than that?
Yeah.
Like, right, like if I think of something, if I think, fuck it, yo, I want to build a store right here. Well, what can I build on top of that store? Or what can I do? You know, like...
I'll build a mall and put the store in a mall.
And see, yeah, like...
You know what I'm saying?
Like, but doesn't that sound wild? That sounds wild, right? To the average...
To the average ear, it's going to sound, well, you can't do that. It's impossible. That's the average ear. The average person is going to say, but guess what? That's what everything was created on. Every single thing.
And time is precious. At least...
Time is money.
You know what I think? You know what I think hit me? I'm about to be 27, January 3rd. That's not old, but it's like time don't stop.
Before you know it, you're gonna be 40.
Really, honestly,
I'm telling you, I'm almost 30.
27, like
29. Yeah.
We have the two of us have known each other since I was about 7.
Yeah, I was like 10, 9, 10.
Yeah, and just like that, like everyone listening, like you know, like if you just think, like yo. Sometimes, you waste this time going to work, doing that 9 to 5. Yo, just think big. Think about something and make that shit happen. Make your, what is it called again? We're going to plug your board. Maybe we'll get some...
Vision board.
Vision board.
Plug your board.
is it like called vision board? Or
if that, no, you Google vision board and they'll show you how examples.
All right, this is it. We're starting it here first. We're going to do it. This is the patent because I guess it's being recorded. Crispy's going to just make his own vision boards. See? There you go. We're thinking big already right now.
There you go.
There
make
you
a vision
go.
board. You tell me what your goals are, make a vision board.
It's going to be the crispy board.
The crispy board.
The crispy... we got to switch up a little bit.
Oh, crispy board's good.
Crispy vision... Just crispy board. To get the crispy board.
Crispy board. There you go.
Is it going to be crispy though?
It'll be crispy. Nice and crispy.
It'll be nice and crispy.
Yeah. You'll feel it. Like crispy, clean vision boards.
Exactly. Something like that. Look at that. We just thought of something. We thought big right here in an instant.
Instant. Right here. Right on this podcast.
Yeah, right?
So you don't need much.
I think you should do it.
That's actually a good idea to do.
Right?
Crispy vision board, yeah.
And then you gotta we'll talk more off the podcast.
Off the podcast. Write some comments down there and see what kind of vision board you guys want. I'll whip them up.
Yeah, we'll start doing it. How much for the vision board?
First 2 free.
The first 2 free. All right, so you heard this here first on Therapy Without a Degree. Also, I didn't even know because I'm still new at this. We on chapter 3, and also I forgot about this as well. Don't mind me. This is a disclaimer that I'm not a therapist. Are you a therapist?
I'm not a therapist.
He's not a therapist.
Maybe a sex therapist, but I'm not a therapist.
Sex therapist. All right. Yeah, I'm like that too, ladies. You can give me a call. You can hit me on Facebook. It's all good. Nah, I'm just playing. But on the real, not a therapist, not a doctor. I do not have no degree, hence the name Therapy Without a Degree. So I think that's a disclaimer in the name, is it? Or, but I think I still...
No?
I don't know. Because people are telling me I got to look into it more because I have no idea. I'm just I'm freestyling this whole shit. Everything I do.
First of all, you guys got to cop one of these hoodies. They're pretty dope. So don't forget to go ahead and check them out. I don't know if there's a link to get them or...
just hit me up. That's it. Right now, it's just hit me up. And then once we get a little bit more demand, Chris already got his. He's wearing his right now. He paid the $30.
Right now.
$30 is like literally nothing. People spend that a day on Chinese food.
You know what I'm saying? Or a Pizza Hut.
Yeah, Pizza Hut. Bringing it back, yo. But yeah, so if you're interested in getting one of the hoodies soon though, we're even coming out with more wild shit. So, take a look. I'm just gonna start a store. Just see there, thinking big right here on the spot.
There you go.
We're just gonna open up a Therapy Without a Degree store.
Right there on 42nd Street.
Yeah, right on 42nd Street. And then we do the podcast outside live.
On the stairs, the red stairs.
So everyone can hear. So you get to hear the podcast for free, then you go buy a shirt. Bang.
Mm-hmm.
See? Think big. And that may sound crazy, but the real estate's a lot. But hey, you starting Lodi. You start with a store. There's always ways to get there.
To the city. Come on. Anything's possible.
Exactly. So, all right. If you guys are feeling this, please please share, please comment. Because, I'm actually, it was a shitload of listens. And I appreciate y'all for the listens. But all you need to do, just click that like. Just click that like or share it on your Instagram.
Follow the Instagram.
Snapchat. Something just only because we are.
Let them know what the Instagram is so everybody can follow it.
The Instagram is Therapy Without a Degree. That's it.
There you go.
Twitter is Therapy WAD because Twitter's kind of whack. Like they don't let you put like more than a couple letters, so it's like Therapy WAD. But everything else, Facebook, YouTube. But the main thing is the SoundCloud. All right. Tell a friend. Lastly, what we've been doing on here is just something you want to promote. Anything, no matter what it is. be a mom and pop. What I did is, I don't know if you remember, for the first one, I did the IVN in Hasbrook Heights. I did my boy Tab. He's a DJ. I think he's fucking awesome. My boy Jarrett over at 24 Hour Fitness. He's a trainer. So whatever you want to.
Well, some of you guys know that are probably hearing this, podcast here of what I do and stuff like that. One of my good friends, DJ Bakan from La Mega, I manage him. I also work for the radio station. I'm in charge of all the nightclubs and the events and stuff like that. So, anytime we're doing any kind of clubs, we do all sorts of clubs in New York. We're in Queens. We're in Jersey. We're in Connecticut. We're everywhere.
You guys are literally in Kansas City.
Kansas City. We were
in
Dominican Republic. We're in L.A., Houston, everywhere. So next time that we're around your area, whatever, you see a flyer, just come through, show some love, and listen to the.
You'll be partying hard.
Listen to the show. Yeah, we be partying all the time.
What's the radio station? Because you said La Mega.
97.9.
97.9,
Yeah.
and that's in New York, and they
That's
listen
in
to
New
it.
York online.
Because I actually have listeners like all over, not just here. So
If you guys download the La Musica app, that's what it's called, La Musica, LAMUSICA, and you tune in from like 9 to 11 p.m. and you click 97.9 when you download the app, you can listen in to the show.
Okay, nice. Is there any other streaming or whatever? That's the way they can listen to it if there's some.
Yep, or lamega.com.
What do you guys usually have on there?
We have all sorts of artists. Like
Cool.
we have Nicky Jam, we have J Balvin, we had Justin Bieber actually last year.
Oh shit,
Yeah,
Justin
Bieber was on there as a surprise guest. So we had all sorts of people, all sorts of artists.
All right. But other than that, because you work for it,
Mm-hmm.
what else you want to promote? Just something on the top you have, like I said, I did restaurant. Just something because you work there, so that's we got to get that out there because they're fucking awesome too. Like you guys party hard.
Of course.
But what else?
Of course.
Just something just like a restaurant that you've been to that you thought was dope that maybe people have never been to, or a song that you maybe heard of that you think is like a I don't want to bite off. I'll end this podcast later, but like a sleeper song or a TV show,
okay.
whatever, like just something
All
that
right,
you want
well,
to put people on.
Okay, so the type of music I listen to varies. So obviously I work for Spanish radio, but I don't really listen to it on my time off. But there's a new artist that I just heard about like 2 weeks ago. His name is Six Black, the number 6, and then LACK. He's a rapper from Atlanta, a young rapper.
Okay.
He's like an R&B, cool ass artist. He's like The Weeknd.
I didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta download
I
his
love me
songs.
some R&B. I don't know if you see my.
I know you like R&B. So if you listen to his songs, 6 and then LACK. I'm gonna hit him up on my own and see if I can do an interview with him or something on the show and tell him to come here. Yeah, we'll knock 2 things out at once. But he's a real dope R&B singer, and I like his music. So
that's pretty dope. I gotta check it because I'm actually trying to find I'm not really into new music. I'm like very picky on what these new artists.
Buttons.
Yeah. Joe Budden, shout him out, Radio Machine. I wasn't really trying to do that, but since he brought him up,
yeah, you see,
since he brought it up, we'll save that for another one because my co-host, one of them that's not here today, which they are missing, so we are going to set up a reward, a $50,000 reward for anyone that can find Hideki.
We have a bounty on Hideki, so if you find her, just call us up and we'll get a bounty hunter after.
All right, and Anthony Warren because Anthony Warren is not here.
Anthony Warren's gone too.
So $50,000 reward. Nah, I'm just playing.
It's a lot of money.
You
caught it you caught it right here.
You getting $50,000 Monopoly money. All right, so that is him. 6 LACK.
6 LACK.
All right. Now it's funny. I think I'm actually gonna go with the same realm. Music. He's a rapper. And it's funny because I just totally forgot I was doing this. I gotta pull up his information. His name is Jamin. I think he's fucking. You ever heard of him? Nah, right? Mm-hmm. He's up there. Like, this dude has like a lot of listeners and shit. And I think his music, I think it's nuts that he's not famous already. That's just me. But it's not like that trap or anything like that. But I'm gonna play an inch of it. I talked to him. He said I won't get shut down on SoundCloud. What do you think?
That you won't get shut down?
I won't get shut down.
No. Well,
I'm gonna play like a second of it. We're just gonna have you like mumble or just say some bullshit over it. I don't want to fuck up the song, but I'm gonna give you like maybe 2 bars of a song.
Better hurry before they shut you right down.
No, they ain't gonna shut us down. Cause he said, I think he's just being humble and shit. He's like, oh no, I'm not that big of an artist. They're not gonna like I'm not that big to where they're not gonna shut me down. But bro, you're fucking nice. All right, so here it is, off his new album. How do you pronounce that? Because I would listen to this album all the time. It's dope as fuck.
Afakasi Raps?
Yeah, Afakasi, because I can't say it. Like, I know Afakasi Raps.
That's his name?
No, this is the name of the album.
Name.
Yeah, 2016. So, here we go. I'm going to just... Hey.
I'll be right there. That's
pretty
pretty dope.
Like he's actually rapping.
That is. Rapping / R&B, and that's good.
Yeah, like he has like that nice vibe to it.
Yeah.
And he was like, the album is really dope. It's really like, it's introspective, it's hype, it's upbeat, and he's actually rapping. That was the first thing. Like,
yeah, that was good.
Like I said, that's just at least so you hear the beat. I can't really break it down too much because I do not want to get taken off SoundCloud. But check him out. It's JAMON. Also, he has an Instagram. It's IamJAMON. So yeah, check him out. Check out his music. Like I said, I can't play it all right here, but he's definitely a really dope artist. All right. Any last?
Well, thank you guys all for hopping on and for listening. It was a pleasure, and thank you, Slim, for having me on this podcast here. The hoodie looks dope. I'm about to start wearing it. The hoodie weather right now, actually, because we're in winter season. So I hope you guys got some good information off of this because, this definitely will help a lot of people, So share it. Tell your friends. What is this, weekly?
Every Thursday we drop.
Every Thursday he's on, different guests, different things happening. So, yeah, just follow the Instagram, listen in, and we'll hear more from you guys.
Awesome, guys. Therapy without a degree. Peace.